Alright, so what it is, what it be, and what it do. It's your boy Baby Survey back here with yet another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 off meta weapons. Now, meta weapons have been plaguing the game for quite a while now, to the point where it's become almost unplayable for a lot of players out there. So I decided I would give people some alternatives to the meta weapon for them to use, so that way people can still have fun at the game. If you do enjoy this kind of content, please like, subscribe, comment down below what weapon and what build you use, because I might be using those in a later video. That being said, let's start off the list by number 5, the BK-57. Honestly, the BK-57 was underrating. I mean, underwhelming at best when it first came out with the game. The the gun felt almost uncontrollable. The damage wasn't there, and honestly, it was outshadowed by the AK-117 Type 25 and the MSMC meta that was kind of around for a couple of seasons. Not as long as the MX9 and Holger meta that has been around since they came out, and they were nowhere near that. However, the BK-57 was underwhelming to the point where not a lot of people even used it. Even after the Gunsmith was released, it was still honestly just to a point where even I didn't use it. I didn't use it for a while until I decided to start looking for off meta weapons that felt good for me to use. So, yeah, if you're looking for a solid weapon to use, I would use the BK-57. Out of 10, it gets a respectable 8. So, next up, number 4, the Man of War. Now, the Man of War was unique when it was released. It was a slow firing, high damage gun that felt good to use at long range. So people used it a lot at long range, and honestly, I do agree with that. It's not really a close range weapon, mid to long range at best. So if you're looking for a mid to long range weapon for those bigger maps with high further sight lines, then I would recommend using this weapon. So you can hold an objective better, or assist your team from a little bit further away. So out of 10, the Man of War gets a respectful 7, not because it's worse than the BK-57, but because it's not as versatile as the BK-57. So, yeah. Man of War, good for mid to long range, not really too good at close range. Next up, we've got number 3, the M4 LMG. Now, the M4 LMG also released with the game and was pretty good. It was heavy and slow, but the fire rate was good, and so was the damage, which made it a very useful gun for people who like to sit in one spot or like to hold objectives. However, with the release of the gunsmith and the 30 round ammunition and the 40 round ammunition, I'm using it here, it made it possible to rush with an LMG as if it were an AR. So, so people started doing that a little bit more, and honestly, I like the gun a lot. It is, it's got manageable recoil, high damage, high fire rate, and it is overall really, really good. So I like it a lot. So it gets respectful 9 out of 10 for me. Next up, FR556. Now, the FR556 was I honestly hated it when it was released. It felt almost broken, but kind of not broken at the same time. It wasn't fun for me to use, and I didn't touch it for quite a while, to the point where it was just sitting in. I had grinded for it, and it was just sitting in my loadout being unused. And that's when I realized that I didn't have any attachments on this weapon. It was just, you know, the raw base form of the weapon, which doesn't feel good at all. The recoil feels almost unmanageable because of the high fire rate and the high, damage that it was supposed to inflict on players. So when I started experimenting around with the attachments, it started to feel better in a way. So that's why it's number two on our list. So the FR556 would get a solid 10 out of 10 for me. The damage and the the damage and the accuracy after you put on the right attachments makes it feel amazing. Next up, last but not least, the Peacekeeper Mark II. Now, the Peacekeeper honestly has the most attachments in all of the weapons of COD Mobile, which makes it the most versatile weapon. If you slap on the right attachments, it can be a CQC weapon, it could be a long range weapon, it could be a mid range weapon, or it could be a jack of all trades but master of none. So, honestly, the Peacekeeper deserves the number one spot. It with my loadout, it honestly feels like a SMG and AR hybrid with manageable recoil. It does take a little more skill to use because the recoil is a little bouncy. So if you can control the recoil, you're gonna get solid results out of it. So the Peacekeeper gets a solid 10 out of 10 for me. That being said, this has been your boy Baby Serby, and I am out. Peace.